The learning objective for this book is I can retell the main idea of a text. So think for just a second, friends. What do I mean when I say main idea? Yes, I'm talking about what the book is mainly about. And what is a non-fiction text? Remember, it is a book that is trying to teach you something. So this book that I'm going to read you today is titled Frogs. Can you read that? Very good. And the author is Carolyn McLeish. She wrote this book for the Australian Museum. Frogs. There are thousands of different types of frogs. Frogs are many sizes and colors. The Australian tree frog is as big as a hand. Look at your hand. That's about how big the Australian tree frog is. The buzzing frog is as small as a fingernail. Now look at one of your fingernails. That's how little that frog is. White-lipped frogs are as long as a fork. Many frogs live in damp places. Some frogs live by creeks and marshes. Some frogs live in gardens near taps and ponds. Some frogs live in trees and rainforests. Some frogs burrow into damp ground. Frogs have 4 fingers on each hand and 5 toes on each foot. Many frogs have webs of skin between their fingers and toes that help them swim. If you look right here at their hand, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, and on their feet they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes. Do you see the skin between them? That shows us that they are webbed. Let me get closer. You see that? They are webbed. Helps them to swim better. Frogs eat insects, spiders, and worms. Some frogs eat larger animals, such as lizards, mice, or even other frogs. Male frogs make a croaking sound. They puff up their vocal sac under their chin, which makes the sound louder. Can you make the sound of a frog? Most female frogs lay eggs in the water. The eggs hatch into tadpoles, which don't look like frogs at all. You can see all of the eggs right here. After a while, tadpoles grow arms and legs and lose their tails. Then they are frogs. Most frogs move about at night and sleep during the day. Okay, friends, so the learning objective was for us to retell what the main idea of this book is. So think about that. What is this book mainly about? The whole book, what is it about? Yes, this whole book is all about frogs. We could not say the main idea is dogs. There are no dogs in this book. We couldn't say that the main idea is flowers. We can see a flower here, but the book didn't tell us about flowers. It told us all about frogs. Now let's compare this book to the book that I read you the other day. The main idea of this book is frogs, and the main idea of this book is about a frog's life. Can you think of a way that these books are the same or are similar? Yes, they both have frogs in them. They're both teaching us about frogs. Now, one way that they are different is this book tells us all kinds of information about frogs. The frog's life cycle, the sounds they make, where they live, what they look like, where this book only tells us about the frog life cycle. It only gives us information about the life cycle of a frog. So that is one way that they are different. All right, friends, come back tomorrow and I will read you another book about frogs.